Okay. We have some very, very hot games coming up this week. And the first one will be it's the EFL Cup semi-finals, right? And the first one will be between
Up
Newcastle and
Chelsea, Ramdonwa.
which can
Ramdonwa.
first game will be between Newcastle and Manchester United, and the next will
Huh?
be between
Manchester
Chelsea.
with
Manchester waiting.
Manchester United.
Don't raise our hopes.
The first game will be between Newcastle and Manchester City. Sorry, not Manchester United. Manchester. It's Manchester City. And the next big game will be between Chelsea and Arsenal. First leg will be played between January 13th and 14th. And then the second leg will be February 3rd and 4th. So the EFL semi-final stages would have two legs. And first, we'll be looking at Newcastle Man City. Man City have not been very good, this season. They've just been there, and now they are playing catch up. Newcastle not so much. Also, so they're more or less in the same category in terms of form, right? But we also know that Newcastle beat Man City last season to win the Carabao Cup, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking that there might be an upset again in this game. But what do you guys think? Newcastle Man City first game in the EFL Cup semi-finals. AY.
So I would say it's going to be a difficult one, very difficult one. Their last game, Newcastle won 2-1. And I guess Aviban scored, if not twice, for Newcastle. And Diaz scored for City. I'm trying to remember. Then, of course, City also won them 4-0 at the Etihad. But this is a cup competition where most times teams try to bench certain players. However, looking at the City team, I think City, they're actually weak at the back. Defensively, they are very weak. And on their attack, anyways, they started Semenyo their last game. They won, was it 10-1? Semenyo
Yeah,
scored.
against
That's
Exeter.
bad.
Alan played the game, didn't score one single goal.
That kind of thing scored 10 goals. And you were in the pitch, and you did not score one as a striker.
So I think Alan is actually going through that mini phase. I'm sure he will still pick and continue scoring. I guess every striker has that phase. So for me, I would tip Newcastle. Why? Because Newcastle has players like Bruno Guimaraes. They have
Guimaraes, yeah.
Harvey Barnes. They have Anthony Gordon. They have players
Voltamade.
that can
And Visa is now back.
that can hurt City. They have Joel Linton. So they have Livramento or Pope. They have players that can actually hurt City at the back. And if both for City they also have Erling Haaland, but that is a fit and a firing Haaland. If Haaland is caged in a game, I don't see any major players step up for City. It's maybe Cheki or one of their new signings, or maybe Semenyo. But it's also going to be more like payback for City because they would want to beat Newcastle. But if I'm to predict, am I predicting now? We'll come back for the prediction.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay, so I see maybe a 2-1 Newcastle win.
Okay. For me, I agree with you, because I'm hoping that Newcastle goes to the final so that when we beat Arsenal, then we'll not play Newcastle in the final. Brown, give us your thoughts.
I mean, Man City Newcastle, always a big game, any day, anytime, in my opinion, right? Now, I also feel like in the last couple of games, even though City won against Exeter, was it? In the
Yeah.
FA Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Scored 10 goals. It's not a surprise to those of us that
As it should be.
They go on side.
It's not a surprise. It's just as expected, even though they are double digits. I mean, I don't even know Exeter. I don't even know if it's the football club or anything. So, yeah, so it's not a big deal to have done that.
No, a
But
big
did you-
deal.
but-
So,
sorry,
now why your
sorry.
club lose to Grimsby now?
But did you know?
Now why your club lose to
Big
Grimsby?
deal.
It's
You lost
not
to
a big
Grimsby.
deal. It's
I
not a big
don't
deal.
say Man U good though. As Man
That's
U good,
Grimsby. That's Grimsby for their stadium. That fish that they sell. Oh. Fish. Hey.
You go to roast fish, they don't carry firewood. That's so.
Oh,
I mean, with the win against Exeter, expected.
I think we should be giving all this non-league their credit too. You know, Mark Lesfield also knocked out Crystal Palace.
God.
Of course,
They
but
knocked
there's a
out Crystal
backstory
Palace,
to
oh.
that.
And their
There's a
coach was like also
backstory
doing like
to
Amorim that you don't need tactics to beat a team like this,
no.
which is
There's a
true.
back. There was an extra motivation to those guys against Palace. So what happened was, few days before that game, right? One of their player had an accident and he passed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. So when that player passed, it was more like a motivation to the team. So they had to paste his picture in the dressing room, and then the coach used it as motivation. As a
To
matter of
evoke
fact,
emotions.
coach they even had to announce to the parent of the player that, oh, such a sad story. I mean, such a sad thing had happened, and then it was like an extra motivation for these players to play for that
Their
team in the
hearts out.
past. So that was literally why you saw them being so aggressive against Newcastle. That extra motivation. So
Against
yeah,
Palace.
I give them kudos for doing what they did, because playing against Newcastle, I mean
Palace.
Crystal Palace,
Crystal
any
Palace.
day, anytime, is not an easy task. So even for Premier League clubs. So yeah, I give it to them. I give it to them. So, but that was the backstory, anyways. Moving on
Now
to the
I'm
game.
happy they won now with this backstory.
You are not even in the competition. So of what good is it to you?
No, we were
Let's not
until
go there.
yesterday. Oh. We were until yesterday.
That's why I'm knocked out
Let's
by
not
a
go
team
there.
that has never defeated you in that competition. Sad story. Anyways, the game against Newcastle, Man City Newcastle, right? In the most recent years, Man City has had a better record, slightly edging Newcastle, right? But I feel like in the last couple of games, even though Man City is sitting way above Newcastle on the Premier League table, in the last couple of games, it seemed like Man City has been struggling to, put their attacks together. Of course, they always have possession of the ball, but in the final third, it's more or less a difficult game. If you remember their match against Brighton and Hove Albion, it wasn't like Brighton had the most prolific of strikers, right? But at the end of the day, it's
that
a midfielder that
non-prolific
just
striker scored against Man U.
Man U is not a team compared to Man City in the
Just the
last decade.
enter.
We have not
Just the
really been
enter
a team.
United.
I go enter you, Brown.
Danny Welbeck always scores
Instead of
against
looking
United.
at United as a big team,
Danny
I don't know
Welbeck is
why.
almost like a fashion. Is almost like a weapon fashion against United.
Wait,
This is weapon
wait,
pattern against
Our
Manchester
wait,
United.
our previous
wait.
match, even before the last match, he scored a free kick. I was like, Welbeck scoring a free kick.
No,
How?
Brown,
Where?
throughout the
Sorry, I want
discussion,
to ask
try
Brown a
not to.
question. No. I want to ask Brown a question. Brown, is Man U a big team?
On paper, yes.
Yes or no? This is not
Not on the pitch.
Brown is
On the
Man
pitch,
U.
no. On the
There's no,
pitch,
there's no
no.
paper here. Yes
On
or
the
no?
pitch, no. On the pitch, no.
So you're
On
No,
not
the
a
we are
big
a
pitch,
big,
no.
we are a big mess.
Let me go back
I
to
can
my City game, right?
finish your thoughts.
So the City game, I mean, City has not been firing as expected, especially in the Prem, especially when they play against Premier League teams, especially in the last two games, right? So I feel like the game against Brighton was really, really flat. Other than the two goals that was scored, the second goal that was scored, the equalizer by Mitoma coming off the bench, from injury. So this particular game against Newcastle, they are a team built of fighters, composing of fighters any day, anytime, and they look at these games as big challenges when they come. Even though they are doing badly with other teams, when it comes to these big teams, there's something extra about them. There's always something extra. So I feel like they are going to come out with a high fighting spirit, and it's going to be a really difficult game and a very tough one for both teams. But I feel like City will narrowly edge Newcastle out on this one. My scoreline for this one will be 3-1. Man City
Well,
take the lead.
not so narrow. Well, both teams, in my opinion, are not playing the best football at the moment, right? And Man City recently acquired Semenyo, which I still question why he joined that team because I don't know what I mean,
He's
yeah, he
knowledgeable.
did played really nice. He's a big boy on the pitch. He can body you off the ball and all of that. He's also technically good. He's a technically gifted player, but I struggle to see why. But anyways, it's also in the record now that he has joined Man City, regardless. But I think that Newcastle will give Man City a run for their money. I really want Newcastle to win because, like I said earlier, so that we'll move on to the next one. Arsenal Chelsea. Shola.
Arsenal, Chelsea, of course, I stay with Ramsey. I'm, I'm calling him Ramsey on purpose. I like his press conference. It was giving Mourinho vibe, right? I like coaches that talk big, and I hope that he's able to walk the talk as well, right?
Yeah.
So I like coaches that come into the Premier League, try to already add like a little bit of drama to the league, make it more
Amorim
interesting, make
spoke
it more
big, bro.
entertaining. Amorim
The,
was
the,
just like
the, the, the
honest
disaster
guy.
season is going to
Yeah.
be over. The disaster don't carry and go.
Amorim was just like an honest guy. He
Yeah.
talks like he's honest, but Amorim was not like I am good at what I do. I'm not
Yeah, yeah.
arrogant, but I'm good at what I do. Amorim wasn't like that. Amorim was just like honest. We give it to you. But I like coaches that are like, you know what? Call me arrogant. I don't care. I'm going to give it to Charlton 5-1. Bring the next person, Arsenal. They've not lost. They've not done this. They've not considered the set piece. I'm going to clamp them. I'm going to finish them. So I'm really looking forward to. I'm supporting Chelsea for that match,
Of course.
right? And it's because of the new coach factor. I think he can do it. Of course, Ateta now it's almost like he's a fortress of a manager. Especially with I like it. I also like the way Arsenal have been managed, right?
We
At times
will
you see all of the
destroy the
coaching staff.
fortress. We will
At
destroy
times you
it.
see all of the coaching staff on the touchline. You don't even know who is
Yeah.
the manager. You will wonder like who really is the manager. Is it Ateta? Is it the set piece manager? Every one of them is there. So you can see that they have that unity, they have that cohesiveness. But I'm sorry, this time around I will go with Ramsonua.
1-0. 1-0.
I'll go to Ramsonua.
Brown.
1-0.
1-0. 1-0. Chelsea 1-0.
My prediction will be 2-1. Just 2-1 to Chelsea. 2-1 is because I know Arsenal will score. Arsenal, they have like this
Of
Arsenal.
course. Of
They
course.
will
Set piece,
definitely
own
find a way to
goal.
score. But I also think
Those
that
boys will come through
Chelsea,
for them.
yes, let's be one of them. It's like especially Ungu. They can
Own goal will come
5
through.
So so yeah, it's gonna be of course a tough match. I would say perhaps maybe Ateta should win, considering that he has been with the team longer. He knows the Premier League already. He knows this Chelsea team. He has also met them once or so, but because of the new manager bounce effect, and of course, this is an arrogant manager we're talking about that is good at what he does. He's
He
going to,
said.
he said, so he said. So I'm taking him on his word to find the secret to this Arsenal team and take them back to second. Back to
Yes. That quadruple, what did you say you guys were going to win? You're winning nothing.
I think I think they will use the quadruple themselves. You remember when?
Now,
You remember
he
when
said quadruple, now he made it
was it
triple.
City? Was it City or Liverpool? They were talking about quadruple. They ended up with one.
I ended up with one
Yeah.
duple. One poo.
So, yeah.
Brown.
Okay. This is a very tough one.
Where has the spirit led you to? Chelsea, Abby. Chelsea. Go ahead.
Relax. Calm. As much as I would love Chelsea to win. Unfortunately, Arsenal is going to go home victorious with this one.
With
And I'll tell you
nothing.
this is why I think so. Arsenal has conceded the least number of goals in the Prem. And they
Great
currently
defense.
have their back line.
Not against Ramsey.
Rafinha has never won 2 games back to back in his career. I mean, 3
He has
games.
never won any game in the Premier League.
I
He
don't
just
know
came
what
in.
he's coming to do. So yes, I hate to be on the side of Arsenal, right? But on this one, I'm going to be on their side. And this is why. This is why. Beyond their defense, right? Arsenal has a very, very strong bench. And there's something that the Chelsea team currently lacks, and that is discipline by the players. Discipline. Arsenal has been through this road before. And as a matter of fact, it is a more desperate time now more than ever for Arteta to come home with a trophy. However that trophy looks, Arsenal fans do not care.
But
Bring
I've seen him
home
won this trophy
a
before.
trophy. No, I mean, in the last 5 seasons, he has won only one, which is the FA Cup. 5 seasons, right? If I'm not
So
wrong.
you can
He
leave
has
this
won
one for the other boys now.
only one FA Cup. So
I focus. I
Arteta,
focus on Premier League.
Arteta has he has no choice but to come home with at least a silverware. And I feel like this is the closest he's going to get to the finals. So he has to do nothing but win. Chelsea is a team that is still trying to come out of that Maresca saga. Even though they won 5-1 in their previous game, with this new coach, it's still like a new set of ideas coming along. Whereas he's playing with players, Ateta is playing with players that he already knows very well. So at the end of the day, with the kind of solid defense Arsenal has and the discipline in that team, with each player sticking to their task, and with the likes of Kai Havertz coming back, they have a plethora of attackers and midfielders that can come in any day, anytime and change the game, which in my opinion, Chelsea do not have that luxury at the moment. So with discipline and with this set of players that have been here before, it is a no-brainer for Arsenal to ensure that they take this home. So as much as it is a big game between teams, because Arsenal, Chelsea, any day, anytime, it's a very big game. I would tilt towards Arsenal taking this one home for being a very good team defensively and having a very solid structure that has been there for a couple of years now, and then having that discipline to go one step further. So yeah, I'll give it to Arsenal. Arsenal winning by 3 goals to
Yes,
1.
for you.
3
3-1.
goes to
Arsenal.
1. Well, yeah, maybe I can agree. AY, Chelsea Arsenal.
Okay, the first
Don't
thing
give us this thing here. Just
the first thing I like the first thing I like to put out there is that the last time Chelsea won Arsenal was 2021,
it's been a long time actually.
Madden.
and since then Arsenal has won them 5-0 at the
Madden.
Emirates 2024,
It's been a long
and
time.
so exactly. So the only thing that will go in, okay, there are so many things that will go in Chelsea's favor. Number one is that firstly, because it's a game of 2 halves. So
It will be a game of 2 halves.
yeah, it's a 2-leg game. The first one at Stamford
Stamford
Bridge.
Bridge.
I think that is one thing that will go in Chelsea's favor, and I would advise Chelsea that if they want to qualify for the final, they should at least get a point at Stamford Bridge.
Advise yourself first, brother.
Because-
Before you advise Chelsea.
I know why I'm advising Chelsea. We've not, and I'm being honest, we've not lost any game at the Emirates this season. And Chelsea, with their Tosin or Chaloba, would not make Arsenal lose at home this season. So, that being said, Caicedo won't be playing. I don't know if you guys know.
Well, he'll be available for the second leg.
So that's why I said if you want to get
Hopefully, we'll not get a red card in between.
So that's why I said if you want to get any points, get it at Stamford Bridge. And I think it's going to be a difficult game, nevertheless. It's a debut, it's a semi-final, and the 4 teams that actually left in the competition, I think Arsenal has a better chance. Why? Because of the squad depth that we have. Because first 11, we all have first 11 players, very good first 11 players, but because of the squad depth that Arsenal we have, I think we would edge this one. Then to the match itself, fine. Liam's, your coach, Ramsey Noah's first.
Please call his name correctly. Please.
First home game. So you will have the
big. All of the adjectives.
First home game, he would have the fans behind him. But I think, in my own opinion, he still needs time with this crop of players. He still needs time to know who would play, who would partner who at the back, and the best fits for the Arsenal game. Whereas on the other hand, for Arsenal, I think Arsenal fans already we have an idea of who will actually start. Why? Because Sabukayo was benched last game, Trossard was benched, Gyökeres was benched, Havertz is back, Rice did not even play at all, Saliba did not play at all. We have Gabi he was taken out after maybe 60 something minutes. So we already have an idea of how we set up against you guys. He would go strong because Ateta now has learnt now that okay, he needs to take every competition seriously, which he did not do when he first joined. He puts more attention to the Premier League and maybe the Champions League, but now he wants to be in every competition, and he has said that he wants to win every competition that he currently plays. So that being said, I see us now winning. Guys, Rice, we have so many players. We have set piece that we can use to score. We have own goal player that
We have so many powers.
so we have so many players. So it also depends on the squad that you people put out. If you put the right players in the right position, that's your coach's cup of tea. So
No,
but I see
wow.
us now winning 3-1.
No, so what? I mean, Shola is on my side, so which is good. I would, like Shola mentioned earlier about what the coach said, all of the things he has said at press conferences. I think he's a very confident guy, borderline arrogant, but yeah, confidence is good, right? But I also think he talks too much. Also, he's English, so yeah, we can expect that. Against the game we played in the FA Cup against Charlton, I didn't quite see anything different in the first couple of minutes, right? Maybe in the second half. Also, you cannot speak too highly of this game because it's against Charlton. They're not the biggest opponent. And also in one of the press conferences, he was asked a question about tactics, and he said that Chelsea are already well coached. We're already well coached under Maresca, and he is not coming in to disrupt anything. But first of all, he's trying to work on the mentality of the players, letting them believe that they can win games. I think this is also a big part of football now. It's not just 11 players or 22 players on the pitch kicking the ball about. It's also about the mentality and conditioning of the mind of those players. So he said that this is what he's working on at the moment. So hearing that, I'm not sure that there will be any, massive tactical turnaround in the short term, especially now that we are playing against Arsenal. I really don't know what to expect. This is me speaking honestly, right? I don't know. I don't know. I see what
we can talk about tactics like all we want, but we should not also forget the place of confidence. If you look at like Manchester United losing to Brighton, Darren Fletcher said the same thing. He said like these players they could win this match, right? But was like a confidence issue. It was like a confidence issue because even Euro that we brought in, big money move. This although young guy was really doing well with Lille, we brought him in, and he had been fantastic. All of a sudden, Euro is moving like I don't know, moving like
a truck.
Exactly, like so. And also, let's also not forget in-game management and also doing your research about the opponent, right? So, because at times you don't want, to be honest, you really don't want to disrupt anything when you just join a football club, especially people that have been coached. For example, now United, we've been doing 3-4-3. All of a sudden, you bring in somebody trying to pull forward at the back. That can even cause confusion.
Forward the back.
So that also shows how good this guy might be. It might be a reflection of how good of a manager he is. Like, this is not the time to try to cause any form of. I think Brown said it earlier. New managers coming in trying to start their own thing, try to disrupt the flow might not even be the best thing. It might even be the best approach that, you see that these guys have been coached already for so long and they are well coached. So maybe just work on their confidence and work on the in-game management itself. When you go into the match, you see that things are changing. You see that, maybe Heze is causing trouble, or who knows, maybe it's Trossard that will be causing trouble, or Gyökeres, you've identified one weak link, you try to crowd that place, try to take advantage of that. So I feel like it's even much more about managing the game when you are already in the game than even preparing beforehand. Because when you go into
who has more players to do in-game management?
Well, those are
probably Arsenal.
I'd say Arsenal does, right?
Probably Arsenal.
There's also the in quotes manager bounce, even though I think that we've had it against Charlton, right? But I think that there's also the manager bouncing that might come to play. And this is me now speaking, not honestly anymore, but I'm speaking.
All of them want to impress the new manager, and you see everybody moving. You might even see Garnacho scoring that overhead kick again.
All those things.
You can already see some changes with. You can already see some changes with some players. For instance, Yarel Ato, who was bought as a support for Kukurea. Now it's beginning to play with more confidence because in the Man City game he played, then the next game against Charlton he played and he scored. So some players are already building that confidence,
now
which
we
I
score.
think that no, it's not even about that. Which I think that might actually come to play, in the sense that they want to play for the manager. They want to, and this is Arsenal. We played Arsenal already this season with one man down. We drew, right, and we
Yeah.
could have won that game.
Yeah.
So there is this thing that I think might come to play with the players' mentality in shape. The coach also spoke about positional discipline and discipline, in the sense that getting red cards and getting yellow cards unnecessarily and all of that. So
Unnecessary, yeah.
if all of those are able to come to play, I think that it will be a very good game of football to watch. The fact that
Yeah.
it will be over 2 legs makes it even more complicated. So it's difficult to say that, because if Arsenal beats Chelsea in the first leg, then it's probably right off, right? Like if they beat us mercilessly, like 3-0, I don't think anything can happen anymore. But if the game ends with 1-1 or 2-1 or something, and the fact that there will be a second leg would make it even a much more difficult, game to watch. So for this one, I think it will end in a draw, maybe a goalless draw. But the problem
Goalless.
here is that
They will have a
if you
corner.
allow
One corner.
Arsenal, if you allow
One
Arsenal
corner.
one corner, all they
Corner.
need is just, so this is a very big issue, set pieces. We are also not
Game we
doing
scored
well
three
with
from three
defending.
corners.
Can you imagine? We are not doing well with defending set
See
pieces
the way
at the
he's
moment.
proud. See the way he's happy with that.
You
The
can
whole league
remember
leader.
this-
You cannot score from open play against Portsmouth. You are happy that
It
you are
was
scoring to the
United
corner.
until Amorim left.
Don't be mentioning this United here.
please.
So,
You need to start speaking in competitions that you play.
Yeah, when we are talking about Premier League, then you can express your opinion. Yeah. So there was this game that we played. I'm not sure. I think it was, I can't remember if it was Everton or something. That a lot of our defenders were near post, and an opposition player was blocking far post, and Chalobah flicked the ball backwards, and it landed right into the leg of the opposition player. You cannot do this against us now. You cannot. So these are the issues. We don't defend well against set pieces. And Arsenal will definitely hurt us, if we don't defend really well. So I think it will end in a draw, or Arsenal will probably take this one 2-1, right? This is what I think will happen.
Are you a fan like this?
But if
Are
I
you
want
a-
to speak as a Chelsea fan, let me speak as a Chelsea fan. I think that we will destroy these people 3-0.
Yes, believe.
That's the thing. I think that will beat Arsenal 3-0. Yeah, we're at home, Stamford Bridge. The fans that are about new manager Liam.
When you look at the players, right? We can. That's when we see that at times maybe this thing is all about confidence, and of course giving credit to the manager. Because when you look at the players individually, when you try to place them side by side, you see that
They might not be too far off.
they may not be too far off.
Yeah,
They may not be too far off, right? So it's
just that
so
their
it's
confidence
really,
level is down.
so but
right?
that confidence level is really, really low.
Cole Palmer,
really,
for
really
instance.
So carry on down.
Then Cole Palmer
Yeah.
is probably, if we put Cole Palmer side by side with, say, for instance, Odegaard. I know that Odegaard has played longer, yeah, right? But like in recent times and what they can offer, you might say that Cole Palmer is probably
Maybe
a
the
better
same
player
level,
and a
or even
younger
Cole Palmer is
player.
better.
Yeah, and younger. Right? But now there's no confidence. So
Exactly.
these are the issues that
Exactly.
we are battling with.